Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to Wrestle Rock with Rick Connor.
What the F was that entire freaking promo about?
Mark Hallbacher.
She's like the James Ellsworth of women.
And Corey Castle.
I look like Paul London and Brian Kendrick mixed.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Wrestle Rock. I appreciate you guys coming back once again. We're doing great today. We have a lot of stuff to go over here, man. A lot of wrestling news happened this week. It's been nuts. There's more releases. There's talk about a sale. There's an In Your House pay-per-view going on. There's all kinds of stuff going on. How you guys doing?
Debuts, I guess you could say.
Debuts as well.
Debuts. We do have a couple debuts. Or one, right? One major debut?
Yeah. At least one.
My allergies kicked in. My eyes won't stop watering.
Allergies have been a bitch this year, man. They've been making everybody go crazy. I'm usually not that affected by it, but my eyes are itching and my throat's closing up all the time. It's nuts. But we had a late night last night. Mark was working, but me and Corey had a late night last night in Delaware.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about? We were down in Dynamite Championship Wrestling in Felton, Delaware. The Delaware Auto Exchange. Beautiful, huge building, but man, I wish they would pay for air conditioning. It was like 95 degrees last night, and I think it was about 100 inside the building once it got fully packed and all the lights on and everything. I haven't even changed out of my clothes yet. I came home and immediately collapsed and woke up like 5 minutes before the show. Just lack of fluids, just everything whoosh, just straight out of me. I was gross very much all night. But good show, though. Absolutely great show. Corey Castle retained his little title that he's got going on for himself.
A little title.
His little title. He's got a little title. Corey Castle, No Limits Champion, retained last night in a hardcore match. We saw some kendo sticks. We saw some lightsabers. We saw some trash cans. We saw some plastic mallets. We saw all kinds of stuff.
No, golf club.
Feeling, Corey?
I feel great,
golf
man.
Club?
I feel great. My elbow's a little sore from the chair, like that drop toe holding in the chair. But other than that, I'm fine.
Very
no
nice.
complaints.
And your girl got to sing the national anthem as well.
Yeah, that was great.
It was a great night for all Corey Castle anyway. And we got to see Gabby Gilbert, the return of Gabby Gilbert, former guest on this show. Made her return to DCW and finally won the DCW Women's Championship. The Divas of Dynamite Championship is what they call it. And good for her, man. We're going to have her on the show sometime soon to talk about it. We were all talking last night about how 18 years ago, it wasn't 18 years ago, but the company's been around for 18 years. And I think about maybe 10 years ago, we all decided to go up
Longer
and see
than
what
that.
It
was like 15 years ago.
Was it like 15? I don't remember exactly when it was, but we all got in a car, piled into a car to head to Delaware to see if we could get booked on this show, and we got turned away. And now, I'm head of production, and Corey's a champion, and Gabby's a champion, and so it's funny how that kind of stuff works out.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think it's very cool. Corey also
Screw you, Trojans!
Damn Trojans keeping us out of the business. But, man, let's get on to some WWE stuff because we got a big rumor going around that the WWE is for sale. People saying that it's all the releases and all the financial stuff that's going on, and people are saying that they might be gearing up to sell. What do you guys think?
I don't think so. It looks like that because they're cleaning house and dropping some contracts. But remember, it looks more like Vince McMahon's handing power over to another Khan. I forgot his first name.
Nick Khan. Yeah.
It looks like it might be a transition in power, and maybe Mr. Khan is cleaning house because for the last 4 years or so, Vince McMahon's been like a guy collecting a bunch of action figures but never plays with them. So they have hundreds of wrestlers just sitting on the shelf that they just pay contracts to do nothing. The Braun Stroman thing is a little different. but I think the rest of the people that keep disappearing are all they're just action figures still in the package, and he's just offloading them.
Yeah.
They lose their value if you take them out of the box.
You got to keep those figures pristine.
Well, a couple of them I guess a couple of them had bent corners, and he couldn't make any money off them. So
they had damaged packaging.
It's crazy to think that all the releases that happened this year and last year with just wrestlers alone, and WWE still has over 200 200 wrestlers, not necessarily active wrestlers. But,
it's like 30 active wrestlers.
Yeah.
Not including NXT, it's like 30. It's the same 30 people over and over again.
It really is, yeah. It's crazy. I don't think anybody's ever done anything like that, where they just acquire people and put them on the shelf. It's like, if we need you, we'll use you. It's really, really nuts. I mean, some of these guys are getting used on things like 205 Live and Main Event, but I don't actually know anybody that watches these shows. So
I bet you they're watched by the family and friends of the people who are on those shows.
Yeah.
That's the only people who watch those shows.
Yeah. You used to be able to say, hey, we went to SmackDown last night and they were recording 205 Live, so I'm going to watch both of those and see if I can see myself. But you can't even say that anymore because they're not running right now. Yeah. They're going to be returning pretty soon.
If you see, to me, if it's going to be a sale, you would see, we have to look into who signed big contracts in the last 2 to 3 years besides Braun Stroman. And the two major names that signed contracts would be Randy Orton and AJ Styles. So if you see those two get let go, or at least AJ, because they may not, because Randy's a WWE guy. If you see those names getting dropped, then I would think it's a sale, because they signed massive contracts. Besides that, like I said, Braun Strowman, basically they said he was obsolete, which is a joke. I mean, he had probably the best wrestling match of his career a few weeks ago or whatever, and now all of a sudden he's not worth keeping or renegotiating his $1 million contract, 1.2. They couldn't renegotiate it. They just said he was obsolete because they have Omos and was it the General Aziz or whatever who...
Yeah. They have two other big, tall guys, which is ridiculous because if you looked at the history of WWE, Vince loves putting two big guys together to fight. Like he's always done that with Kane, with Undertaker, with Big Show, with Mark Henry, all these guys. He loves seeing big guys fight each other. So to say Braun Strowman is obsolete is just ridiculous. And even if he's going back with the whole budget cuts thing, it still doesn't matter because it still doesn't make sense. Like Mark said, you can always renegotiate and pull the guy back down. Oh, did we lose Corey?
Oh, I'm here.
You're here. lost video again.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I'm here.
So this came. This all started. This whole rumor thing was Dave Schilling, who was a writer who used to work for WWE Creative. Said, I think WWE is going to be for sale pretty soon. You don't cut talent assets on this level unless you're trying to maximize profits before a sale. Braun Strowman is a legit top guy, a former world champion, and a merchandise mover. Aliester Black was getting a push on TV last week, and he said that this is very telling. We pretty much covered all that, but it's crazy. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it could possibly be what Corey was talking about a couple of weeks ago. They're going back on the road. And they have to meet a bottom line, and it's going to cost a lot of money to get that machine moving again to get it back out on the road. Maybe that's all it is.
No. Do you mean that speeding locomotive that that charges in the back?
It's weird that you would let go Braun Strowman, who we just said was in a title match. He was wrestling for the title match, 2-3 weeks ago.
We could find out later on, too. There might have been a problem we don't know. I mean, he got busted with the steroid needle in the background on one of the cameras.
Yeah.
You don't know if he might have been a problem behind, for WWE, and maybe they're just being quietly letting him go.
They started him. His first match was on Monday Night Raw. His first pro match was on Monday Night Raw against Chris Jericho. He might have become a problem. Like his head might have been too big. They might have created a monster among men. And
yeah, you don't know. It could have been anything.
Yeah, it could have been a Goldberg situation. Where does he go?
I mean, there's been some like rumor of some party where there was like spy stuff set up in the bathroom or something, and
really,
and like it might be like discovered that he was a creep and they're just kind of covering it up. Maybe it's him, maybe not. I don't know. Don't get me slandering the guy, but
yeah, it's all speculation.
Everything's speculation. Even the sale, even talking about WWE selling is a speculation. Just because they're offloading talent, like, you know, are they really going to sell? I really think it's just a transfer of power. I don't see the McMahon family just selling something that, you know, he's, you know, built so you know, this thing he's built over 40 years. Like, I just don't see him just letting it go unless he truly believes that nobody else can run it without him. I mean,
that's a possibility as well. I think it's less the letting go of all these people and more who they're letting go. Just because you take a look at a guy like Aliester Black, or who was the Sanity guy, the Imperium guy that they just let go, Wolf?
Alexander Wolf. Like, these are guys that just got to TV in a new angle, or like Aliester Black just made his return after like a 6-month absence, and they're like, no, we don't need you anymore. As opposed to people that are sitting on the sidelines that most of us don't even know still work for the company. Well, Alistair Black and the Buddy Murphy thing looks like, from what I heard, the rumor is Vince McMahon didn't get him, and it was Heyman liked him, and Heyman was pushing him, and you know how that has been for 20 years is, you know, when Vince and Heyman don't see eye to eye, Vince will just do what he wants no matter what. That could be possibly what it is. Like, you know, Heyman might have been building that push for Alistair Black, and then Vince just decided to pull the plug on it and just, you know, cut him loose because he doesn't see him, you know, for what he is, the talent, which makes no sense because you think he always pushed for like a Brock Lesnar, and you have a guy like, you know, Alistair Black, who's a legit kickboxer. Is a kickboxer, or I know he's like a legit fighter.
Yeah.
And Vince was always trying to bring legitimacy with, you know, like with the Kurt Angles and the, you know, Bobby Lashley. And then you have a guy's legit and then he doesn't see anything in him.
Yeah.
Buddy Murphy just couldn't talk. So I don't know if that was the issue or what.
Yeah, who knows, man. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, why, if you didn't see anything, why'd you bring him up from NXT in the first place? Why'd you bring him to the main roster?
Because he doesn't know.
Pretty insane.
Because he doesn't even know. He just goes there and he looks at NXT and goes, that guy, him, and it's like they don't. He doesn't even know what they do or like what they did in NXT. He doesn't watch it. He just takes people and brings them up.
Yeah.
I mean, he took Ricochet and Aleister Black and made him a tag team on Raw. It ended up working out and being awesome. Yeah. But you could tell, like, he had no, like, foresight into that. Like, these guys are going to be amazing together. Like,
and you could tell because they didn't have a plan for him either. It just kind of fizzled out and disappeared. So, I mean, it's tag teams and it's WWE and that's what they do. But, it was definitely a little... very little planning went into that. If you're confused about what we're talking about with the releases, WWE released 6 people this week: Braun Strowman, Aliester Black, Lana, Murphy, Ruby Riott, and Santana Garrett. Ruby Riott was another one that surprised me because she was on TV not too long ago with the champ, man, with Rhea Ripley. She was working her a little bit a couple weeks ago, and then Liv Morgan, man, poor Liv Morgan. Can we get this girl a gimmick, please? Can we get something that sticks with Liv Morgan? It's just not working out.
I don't know where to go with Liv Morgan. Like, I mean, she's got the look. She gets better in the ring. I mean, she's not amazing, but she's definitely gotten better in the ring. But I don't know where we go with her because in WWE it looks like there's only about 6 female wrestlers they care about, and they rotate them over and over and over again.
Yeah, she's not in the rotation.
She's not in the rotation. And then Ruby Riott, really, does it like catch you off guard as good as she was? Like heavily tattooed, depending on your taste, maybe not attractive. She didn't fit the WWE mold. She's a great wrestler. I like her a lot.
Cosmetically pleasing.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way of saying it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not even trashing her. I think, like I said, I think she's awesome, and I always liked her in the ring. I like her look, but what we see and what they see in marketing and everything else, it's different strokes, I guess.
Yeah, it's odd. You talked about the WWE mold. How many women do they have that look exactly the same? Like Liv Morgan, like Mandy Rose, and Dana Brooke. Like they're all just like skinny blonde girls that look exactly like they even wear like the same stuff. It's insane.
Well, I don't think Liv Morgan is as similar as Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose.
No, but it's a thin blonde woman.
Thin blonde woman with big fake boobs. but Liv Morgan doesn't have. I don't think she does.
I don't know.
But we're still looking at, if you look at it, blonde girl, attractive. Mm-hmm. So you put Liv Morgan in the same part as Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley, and what did they do? Rhea Ripley just has a ton of like emo makeup on her. Liv Morgan, they put a ton of makeup on her. And then Alexa has contacts and makeup, but they're all still like three attractive blonde women. Mm-hmm. So they fit that WWE mold. Or like, oh, well, we'll make them look different by putting makeup on them. Yeah. Whereas someone like a Ruby Riott is different because of the heavy tattoos, and she's a brunette, and different facial features. She just didn't fit the mold. That's all it is. I think she was a hell of a wrestler, and I liked her a lot in the ring. I just think they didn't see anything for her.
And it's sad, but I'm sure all these wrestlers they're all going to land on their feet. It's crazy. There's way more options now than there was 2 years ago.
Once again, don't feel bad for them. Don't feel bad for them at all. I don't. Again. You shouldn't either.
I can't wait till you're a millionaire and you lose your job.
Yeah, we don't know what the
situation.
situation.
Feel bad for me when that happens. Do not feel bad for me. I'll be fine, as I'm sure these people will be fine. Like, you got released from WWE, which gave you a global platform, which made your name mean something, which made you recognizable, which means that you can, continue doing something in the entertainment business, and you could probably continue doing something in the pro wrestling business, and maybe go back to WWE and get more money later. Like, you're going to be fine.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You don't know what their situation is, too, man. A lot of them weren't being used on television. I mean, Aliester Black was like back after 6 months of not being on TV or whatever. Buddy Murphy just magically disappeared after a love story with a 19-year-old girl.
It sounds like you're on my side, Mark.
I am. I think these guys. Are going to go and they'll do better. And they have the name now. They actually. I see Buddy Murphy and Aliester Black both going to Japan. Hopefully they don't go to AEW, because I just think AEW is just stacking too much talent now, and they're just going to be a mini WWE where they have too much talent and they won't know what to do with it. Mm.
Yeah, it's a big wait and see what happens type of thing. But Japan's doing well. Impact's starting to do well. AEW is doing great now. And we just saw a debut in AEW not too long ago, this week. Andrade's there. How about that?
That's cool.
That's something that I think we all saw coming.
Well, he got like some cool mic time. He got to say some stuff, and it was good. It was like, why haven't they let this guy talk this whole time in WWE? I dig it, man. I think he's going to do good for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Not much else to say about it. Just good luck. It's who knows what they got planned for him? But
dude, you put him in the line. I think Phoenix is hurt, but you put him in the ring with like Penta or Phoenix, and everybody's going to see the guy that they really haven't done anything since he beat Drew McIntyre for the NXT title, like how good this guy was, So that I look forward to seeing matches with him. Like I said, my thing is AEW just keeps acquiring talent, and it's like, all right, what are you going to do with all this talent? Yeah.
What are you going to do with all that junk? All that junk inside your trunk. In regards to the talent and how you will use them.
That is the junk in the trunk that we are referring to.
Sign the contracts, and you're gonna dot the T's and cross the I's.
Yes. Yeah, man. Good luck again. Like, we weren't sure what they were going to do with Rusev when he showed up. Now he's Miro and he's TNT champion and he's having some great matches. So,
oh yeah, him and the Murder Hawk. They had I actually got to see AEW on Sunday. Mm-hmm. A generous person acquired it and put it on YouTube at like 1 a.m. So I watched the entire pay-per-view all the way up until the three-way. Because I guess YouTube has like a time limit, like 3 hours or something like that. So once it hit the 3 hour mark, right in the middle of watching the three-way, it just cut off. But it was a brutal match, and it's what he was when he was Rusev before John Cena got his hands on him. So it was fun to watch. I definitely recommend, if none of you have seen it, the Sting Darby Allin match. Sting was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. I don't know how that got. He was doing cross bodies. He did like a suplex outside the ring onto the ramp. They do. Like, he looked better than he has on any of his matches in WWE. But still not a fan of Darby Allin though. Still don't get it.
No, I never understood Darby Allin. I don't get his appeal. He just really looks like a little child wearing makeup. Like, I know he's doing good work in the ring. He's people are likening him to Jeff Hardy. I get it. I hate his look. I absolutely just hate it. He just looks like every backyarder I've ever met. He just is really, really terrible looking. Like, can we get this guy? Like, can we do an injury angle and then put him in the gym for a year? Can we do that?
I will go with. I was happy to see Jungle Boy win.
Yes.
I think Jurassic Express, there's just money in him and Luchasaurus, and the crowd was way behind him. They were even booing Christian at the end in the Battle Royal. It was just him and Jungle Boy, and they popped hard when Jungle Boy won. It was kind of cool to see Christian versus Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun. And I'm trying to think. Didn't care for Adam Page. Trying to think what else was on the pay-per-view that was actually really fun. Oh,
Stadium Stampede.
Yeah. Sheeta is legit. That girl is good. And I know Britt Baker won. I think the right person won because I think she's the name they're got to build the brand around, the women's division. But Sheeta is a hell of a wrestler, and that was a good match.
Until Ruby Riott gets there.
Well, dude, I have a weird feeling that they would be stupid not to take Ruby Riott with her talent. Like, the one thing that AEW is missing, it's not in the men's division, it's the women's division. They need solid. A Ruby Riott would kill it there, and they're into the alternative thing. So they like her looks won't mean anything there. Like, she's just going to kill it. And then you have Serena Deeb, who's been doing very well there. Like, they have like 4 or 5 girls to build around. You drop like maybe 3-4 more girls in there, that women's division will be solid.
Yeah, it's the women's problem has been the women's
problem.
Yes.
Let me rewind that. The women's division, has been a problem for some time. We were talking about this last year even. It's been a problem for a while. They're starting to turn it around. You see, like Mark, you said was with I've already forgotten her name.
Jesus.
Cheetah. Oh my God! Whatever. She's good.
Rio's good. Like I said, you have Serena Deeb. Britt Baker isn't the best, but she's good enough, and her mic skills and charisma. And then you have Statlander and maybe I don't know, maybe one other. The Red Velvet girl. She's not bad. She's okay. But I'm saying you drop a Ruby Riott, and who else didn't they leave? Is she the only female they let go?
They let go of Lana as well.
Oh well, yeah, well.
That was a great promo from Miro on AEW. He's like, shout out to my wife for being hot.
Oh my God!
What a character.
Well, yeah, I can only see her coming back as a valet. I think the Lana as a wrestler experiment is over. I can't see them taking her. I could see her coming to AEW and just being his valet again.
Well, I can see them having her be a wrestler just because they'll probably have to justify the amount of money they'll have to pay.
I mean, there's always you could do a mixed tag with her and Miro and oh God, who was the
Kip Sabian
and
Penelope Cruz. The girl from Philadelphia. Penelope Ford, yeah. Who I didn't even know, my regular sister. It's like one of the girls hangs out at my bar. She's like, yeah, my sister's a wrestler. I'm like, yeah, well. And then she just shows me a picture of Penelope Ford's your sister. And now every time I see Penelope Ford, I just see that girl sitting in my bar. Like, they have almost the same facial features.
Oh man.
Well, I used to know her back when I used to go to the old Dojo Wars shows. She used to ref there. There's the 2014 time.
Gotcha. Yeah. She's made the rounds, man. She's made the rounds around the East Coast. Another thing that we got going on this week, next Sunday will be the In Your House NXT.
Exactly. I'm sorry, what?
That's NXT TakeOver In Your House. That's happening next Sunday. I thought it was this Sunday. If you watched last week's show, I was like, yeah, we're going to be live streaming. I was wrong. What are you going to do? I'm wrong about a lot of things. But yeah, NXT TakeOver In Your House. That's happening next Sunday. We got 4 matches signed so far. We're going to be doing a live stream for it on a little watch along. Corey, you were excited about this match. We got Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon for the NXT Women's Championship.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those fight forever type of matches.
Yeah,
it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be awesome, and I think people will be excited to see it. If people aren't excited about it, they'll be excited when it starts.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those matches if it didn't really catch you when they're advertising and when they get in the ring. Because Raquel is better. Raquel's better than people think, and Ember Moon's good. She's always been good. She's just one of those people I don't know what happened when she went to the main roster, but they didn't see anything in her either.
Well, the main roster swallows people up sometimes.
Yeah, it's the best way to put it. Yeah. But I love Raquel. I just think she's what they wanted in Rhea Ripley, and she's doing it better. Like the whole monster female wrestler, she's just awesome. And I like how she has her little Scrappy Doo. For Dakota Kai running around. I like that though. You have this little antagonist and she's just the badass. And then you have Dakota causing the problem. Yeah, dude, it works because it's a real dynamic. When I used to hang out in the clubs 20 years ago, me and my buddy were, he was a martial artist. I was just getting out of the military. And we had this one dude who was smaller than both of us. He used to hang out and he used to start all the fights. And then we would have to go in there and break everything up. And then it to me, it relates more than most things.
Yeah. I mean, that's, that every cartoon duo, there's usually a little yippity chihuahua or something following the big dog around. it's the way it happens. It's cool. I do like we mentioned this last week that they kept Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez together. They didn't do any kind of crazy split, and now it's definitely going to work because we got Shotzi Blackheart at ringside with Ember Moon, and I think this is really going to be a solid match. We have another women's match on the card that I'm looking for.
You want Corey? Hold on, Corey said.
Sorry, what?
Dude, NXT this week was so good. And you guys know that I always say how much I don't like when matches end because there's a run-in, especially if it's a good match. But I don't mind it as much with this because the match was so good. And the fact that that three-way match.
Oh yeah. And then Adam Cole running in.
Yeah, the match is good enough that I'm not mad about the end result. And the fact that we're gonna get like a fatal 5-way now at the In Your House.
Yeah,
that's freaking cool. And then that tag match with the MSK and Phantasmo, main event level stuff.
And NXT is just that like I said, that's more our style wrestling, the wrestling nerd stuff. But what this pay-per-view is going to be. It's going to be like 4 and 5 star match after 4 and 5 star match, like maybe one clunker, and you won't even care because like the next match is going to start, and then that's going to be awesome. And like you said, that fatal 5-way is going to be insane. I'm surprised they didn't add a ladder to it if they don't do it this week. To like kind of hype up Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I could see them putting a ladder in there.
And,
but then it's going to take away from Money in the Bank when that happens.
Yeah, it's true.
Because we're going to be watching Money in the Bank just going, last week's match was way better.
Well, it's Hell in a Cell next week. The following
Is it Hell in
week. Not Money in the Bank.
I don't know. I forgot they reversed them.
Don't forget about that. Did we figure out why they did that? They put Hell in a Cell before Money in the Bank?
They want Money in the Bank to be a live crowd. That's going to be the first live crowd before SummerSlam. And they thought Money in the Bank would be a better debut live crowd than Hell in a Cell. What do you think about that ladder match? Once they start going balls to the wall, people are going to be losing their minds, and it's the first time they've been out live.
What they should be doing, and I don't know, understand why they haven't been doing it. Like in NXT, they have like just the front is filled with spectators, or maybe it's paid extras, maybe it's fans, but there's a live crowd element, and then the Thunderdome behind it. I don't know why they didn't adopt that for Raw and SmackDown.
I never understood it either. I don't understand why they're not using any kind of litmus test on who's over and who's not before they start doing live pay-per-views anyway. Like I said, we really, WrestleMania kind of worked. Like, people who were supposed to get cheered got cheered, and Roman Reigns actually got booed, which blew my mind. I thought he was going to get the biggest pop of the night. But like, you should really have some kind of litmus test before you start walking in these pay-per-views knowing who's over and who's not. That was the coolest thing about watching Double or Nothing. Was like, the guys I hated were getting huge pops, and then dudes like, but it's like cool to see like somebody else's opinion for a change, and like everybody cheering. And then like people like Jungle Boy, who I've been pushing for, I think he's money. When he got in the ring with one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, and they booed Christian, it was really interesting to see. And then seeing Sting get the pop he did was just awesome. So I just think, I don't know. I just think WWE's been dropping the ball when it comes to live crowds. I think they could have handled it better too.
I watched the Dynamite before, so like when the live audience was there, that was so cool to see a live audience and hear them. But like, it wasn't a good show. They did like a weigh-in for the Double or Nothing, like whatever the match of Anthony Ogogo against Cody Rhodes. They did like a weigh-in that Paul White hosted. Did you guys see this?
No, I just saw the match, and the match was not good.
Oh man!
And then Cody went over, And I don't know if you noticed, all over Twitter, hashtag Triple H was all over Twitter. It's basically you're talking about how he just books himself to win all the time, and people are getting tired of it. And it was kind of funny because all the trash he talked for years, and he's doing the same exact thing.
The weigh-in thing was laughable, like ridiculously laughable. Like they brought all these people out to the ring with them, and then they had this this scale, like it was like the Crash Holly scale, right?
Yeah,
in the ring, and then there's people moving all over the ring, so he can't. He's like the scale is bouncing up and down, and Paul White's like, "Hey, can you guys stop? Can you guys stop? Stay still. I can't read the scale. And then Paul White put it on himself. He's like, I didn't spring for the digital scale. I didn't think of it.
Oh my god,
it was so stupid.
Speaking of stupid in AEW, and I'm sorry if anybody gets mad, Moxley and Kingston versus the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks formula is old. Mm-hmm. I love the Bucks. I think they're great. Their formula is old. 75 kickouts and everything. I just got tired of the match watching it. And I think it was the longest match on the pay-per-view. And then every time I turn around, someone was kicking out over and over and over and over again. It's like, all right, dude, like every time someone gets pinned now, all I do is expect a kick out, and then it's not even exciting anymore. Kingston is heavily over, though. It was kind of cool seeing a guy, we saw an MLW, and Matt was praising this dude, and I was like, this guy sucks. I was like, he's got like a beer gun, and he's wearing this weird dumpy tank top. And now he's like massively over. It was kind of cool to see.
And he still has a beer gut and the tank top. Yes, but he's over now.
Oh, I'm the same way as Matt. Like, the guy's one of the best talkers in the business. Like, just I don't know, pick up like a 20-pound dumbbell like 3 days a week. You don't have to go crazy. It's like,
get the gym, get in the gym, hit the showers, get a clue.
Just look like a wrestler. I know he's a brawler and all that, but he's not big enough to look like a brawler. He doesn't look, he's not like a giant man that has no muscle definition. He just looks like he's going to hurt you. He just looks like a dude I'd run into in like a bar in Kensington. And maybe he'll sucker punch me, but
oh, he's one of those dudes that's like a legit tough guy. Like he's a legit badass. It's like Taz. Taz, if you saw him on the street, he's like this tall. He's like this big. But the guy can he can really kick some ass.
Yeah, but Taz was 240 pounds at 5'5" or 5'6". He was like an inch or 2 inches shorter than me.
Yeah,
like he was a brick. Like just like.
That's true. All right, man. I think it's about that time, don't you guys? We do this every week. Let's shine that spotlight on somebody and find out this week who wins wrestling. Who wins wrestling? Blah 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 blah. I am falling asleep. Who's got one? What do you guys got?
I'll go first. I'm going with Sting.
Sting.
62-year-old man. And he was more over than the other three guys in the ring. And he legit I wouldn't say he looked like Sting of old, but he looked like 62-year-old Sting with a ton of energy, and he put like his heart and soul in that match, and it was really cool to see. And it was really cool to see him get the pop that he deserves. And like for one of like probably the most iconic WCW guys of all time, it was really cool to see.
Mm. Yeah, definitely, man. Like you said, at 62 years old, that is crazy for what he can do in the ring now. Like we were talking about it before the pay-per-view. It's like, yeah, okay, there's going to be a Stinger splash. He's going to do the yell thing, and then it's going to be, Darby Allin's going to do most of the work, and that wasn't the case at all. So, yeah.
But not only that, seeing the old school Sting when a dude started hitting him and he no-sold and then did the whole chest beat, and it was just so cool to see again, But you saw him enjoying it at the same time, which was really fun. And good for him, man. Like honestly, I don't know how many more matches he's going to do, but if he turned around and said, "Yo, that's it," I'm happy instead of him getting buckle bombed in WWE, and that was it. Like, to see him do something like he did on Sunday was awesome.
Yeah. Cordy, what do you got, man?
Before I get my pick on who wins wrestling, I just want to say for the record, I don't agree with you guys in your hate for Darby Allin. I think Darby Allin is cool, and he's good. He's good in the ring. And his looks cool. I can see like being a kid and watching wrestling. He's like if you take like Tony Hawk, Jeff Hardy, and like Chris Cash, if you put them in one person, that's what I see as Darby Allin.
All right.
So, I didn't say he wins wrestling, but I'm just saying I disagree with you.
Okay.
But
You're
who
entitled
wins
to your
wrestling?
opinion.
Who wins wrestling for my pick would have to be Adam Cole. Adam Cole came back, really made an impact, and then that promo was the most money promo that anyone's done in WWE in a really long time. It was like 1997 Shawn Michaels promo against Karrion Kross. So, he was like, in the pro wrestling business, I'm the best. And, like, you don't hear people say stuff like that on the mic. So, kudos to Adam Cole. He didn't even have to have a match for me to say he won wrestling.
Dude, the guy, it's just charisma's just falling off him. And then, like, his skill level and his talking is just, second to none. And then I don't like Karrion Kross. So, like, to see him cut a promo like that on Karrion Kross, because, like, I'm sorry. I know he's huge. I get it, he's huge. But, like, what he did for, like, Keith Lee's last match in NXT, and then to watch Finn Balor, who's arguably one of the best wrestlers in the world, lose to him twice to a forearm to the back of the head. I'm just done with this dude. Like, already, he's just go to the main roster, fail, and then I don't have to look at you anymore.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Vince will separate him and his wife and make his wife a superstar, and you'll never see him again.
I want to definitely give an honorable mention to. He debuted against Kushida on NXT this week. Angelo something. Gaines.
Yeah, I don't remember what his name is.
I forgot.
What the hell? Dude, so good. Like, ridiculous. That guy's got a bright future in wrestling, and I'm excited to, like, be here and see the ground floor of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool, man. It's always great to see new talent come up, and especially in, like, an open challenge environment like that. That's how John Cena debuted, so it was, you never know where we're going to go with this guy. My pick for who wins wrestling is the same as last week. It's the Usos, man. Yeah. SmackDown was great. They are making SmackDown great with this whole storyline. I want to know where they're going. I want to know what the whole just Roman looking at Jay and saying, "Which one are you?" Oh no, he called him Jimmy. He's like, "You got whatever, Jimmy," and he's like, "I'm Jay," and he's like, "What does it matter?" And the look on Jay's face, just like, it was that heartbreak. It was so good. It was so good. I don't watch wrestling for the acting, and these guys should win awards. They're so good. I'm feeling everything that they're emoting.
It just blows my mind though, because like you said, like, just that storyline with the Usos and Roman Reigns, and then whatever tertiary characters get to wrestle Roman Reigns or Usos, everybody's just getting bigger from that. And then you go to Raw, and I have no idea what I'm watching.
It was pretty cool seeing Roman like just destroy the Mysterios. I mean,
oh my god, dude!
Poor Dominic. Poor Dominic. I think Roman's going to jail for killing a child.
So you think maybe we'll get Roman versus Rey Mysterio at least for a match, which will be awesome.
We don't know. Hell in a Cell's coming up. We could see Roman Reigns versus Rey Mysterio in Hell in a Cell. That could happen.
Yeah,
that could absolutely happen.
Oh, I meant to bring up, and I don't think we talked about it. The fact that they have Brock Lesnar on their active roster now.
Yeah.
Oh, I
website.
didn't even know that. I didn't even see that. Yeah.
And like the funny thing is, like they've been kind of teasing at it for a couple weeks, like with like Bobby Lashley being like, "Oh yeah, he pinned a guy who's not even here anymore for the title." Like he talked about Drew McIntyre, and like Drew McIntyre were talking about conquering the Beast and stuff. So they did that like on Raw 2 weeks ago, and now the news is that Brock Lesnar is back on the active roster on our website.
How long have I saying this? 2 years now, Rick?
Since the beginning, dude.
It's the match. It's the match people don't realize they really want to see.
Yeah.
And once Bobby Lashley beats Drew McIntyre for like, I don't know what, the 6th time since WrestleMania, it's like on this pay-per-view, hopefully Brock shows up either that night or the Monday after that, and then we get Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar in SummerSlam, and all Raw can suck every week all the way up. I don't care. That match is going to be awesome, even if it's only 3 minutes long. It's going to be awesome.
That's very true. Yeah, I can't wait for it, and it's gonna be absolutely fantastic. It's I don't know when it's gonna happen. Maybe they're saving it for SummerSlam, but let's hit it. Let's hear it.
And then you have Brock after he wins that. He crosses over to SmackDown, and you have the battle for Paul Heyman. I'm telling you.
I want to see that as well. I think that's about it. Corey, you got anything to plug this week?
I'm going to just say what I say every time. If you like what we're doing, let us know you exist. We really always appreciate the feedback from you guys. So, leave some comments in the video below if you're watching on YouTube. If you're following us on any Apple Podcasts or any of those podcasting apps, make sure you tell your friends. Make sure you subscribe. If you're not, I'm sure if you're listening to it on that, you're probably already subscribed. But if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that button. And then also, while you're doing that, check out Evolving with Cory Castle. That's CoryKastle. Evolving W/Cory Castle. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you get podcasts. I just recorded my 244th episode. I have them all up on my YouTube page. YouTube.com/Cory Castle. Leave me some comments. Let me know you exist. Tell the people that you love them. Be fun, have safe, keep evolving.
Mark, what do you got, man? Anything this
sorry.
week? Okay.
No, nothing's going on.
I got you.
Just drinking too much.
Go see, if you're in Philadelphia, go see Mark at the Institute Bar and Grill. It's not even called that. What is it? Is it Institute?
Institute Craft Bar and Kitchen. I know.
Bar and Kitchen.
It's so hard because it was just called the Institute Bar for like 12 years, and now they put all this craft bar and kitchen on it. Yeah. Come sit outside. Well, not today. It's like 90-some degrees, but
yeah. But go see him eventually when it's a little cooler out.
Yeah.
But thank you guys very much for joining us. You can reach us, any of us, on Twitter. I am at Rick_Matters, at Cory Castle, at Callbacher Mark, or you can do at Rassle_Rock on Twitter. And check out our website, RASSLERock.com, where you can hear this episode, all the past episodes. You can see all the past episodes that we have up on YouTube. And you can check out our merchandise store, which 100% of all proceeds go to charity. So pick something up and help somebody out. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. 82% of people that watch my videos are not subscribed. That is ridiculous. Please subscribe. For God's sake, why would you not help me out but just suck up all the entertainment I give you? That's rude. So, yeah, tinyurl.com/YouTube Rick Connor. Check it out. You're going to be seeing some of the DCW wrestling that we were talking about in the beginning of this video and a whole bunch of other stuff that I filmed and edited myself. So, yeah, definitely please comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I think that will be about it for this episode of Wrestle Rock. I am Rick Connor.
Mark Halbacher.
Cory Castle.
And let's take it out, like we always do, with Mr. Nick Burke.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Join us again for another episode of Wrestle Rock. This has been Jay Davis speaking.